Transforming small spaces. Design hacks for a cozy luxury feel. It is a pursuit that begins not with the acquisition of things, but with the understanding of light, scale, and the quiet rhythm of our daily lives. Living in a compact urban apartment often feels like a series of compromises, yet within these four walls, within the honest footprint of a 12 by 15-foot room, there exists the potential for a sanctuary that rivals the most curated of galleries. Today, we will explore how to achieve a high-end, bespoke aesthetic without the need for permanent structural changes or a designer's budget. We will focus on the practical magic of middle-class achievable materials and rental-friendly modifications that protect your security deposit while elevating your spirit. Welcome. It is a joy to have you here in this space. If you find peace in these reflections, I invite you to subscribe and join our community of thoughtful dwellers. The architecture of softness. Luxury is often found in the weight of a moment and the tactile narrative of a surface. In a standard room with 9-foot ceilings, we look to the architecture of softness. Consider the weight of heavy floor-to-ceiling drapes. By hanging linen blend fabrics high above the standard rectangular window, we create an illusion of height and grandeur. The tactile immersion of a boucle chair or the smoothness of a sanded wood table provides a sophisticated depth that invites the hand to linger, grounding the space in a reality that feels both expansive and deeply personal. The low visual noise philosophy. To cultivate an expansive feel in a small envelope, we embrace the low visual noise of Japandi design. We seek the serenity of light-toned woods and the cleverness of hidden storage. By selecting pieces with wood-textured vinyl or quartz finishes, we maintain a high-end look that is both durable and attainable for the professional life. Every object is chosen to minimize clutter, allowing the mind to breathe in the airy openness of a room that feels far larger than its physical boundaries, simply because it is free from unnecessary distraction. The art of zoned living. Spatial logic tells us that a single room can hold many lives. We use the art of zoned living to create rooms within a room, relying on the placement of a low-profile rug or the transparency of open-backed shelving. These elements define a workspace or a dining nook without the need for permanent demolition or structural grandeur. It is a puzzle box approach to living, where every inch is respected and every boundary is a gentle invitation to move through a space that feels purposeful, organized, and profoundly whole. The luminous layer. Atmospheric lighting is the silent conductor of mood, shifting the energy of a room as the day retreats. Instead of relying on a single harsh overhead source, we embrace atmospheric layering to create visual depth and a professional high-end aesthetic. Imagine the subtle, warm glow of under-cabinet LED ribbons or the focused illumination of recessed puck lights that graze the texture of a linen blend wall. We seek the pop that comes from highlighting the weave of a rug or the natural grain of wood, ensuring the eye is drawn to the richness of the materials. Whether it is the soft morning haze or the dramatic contrast of a well-placed lamp, light should interact with surfaces to create a tactile narrative that feels both expensive and deeply intentional. Lightweight industrialism. To ground the room in a sophisticated urban edge, we look toward the logic of lightweight industrialism. We avoid the impossible weight and permanence of structural steel beams, opting instead for the refined lines of matte black aluminum and exposed removable conduits. These accents provide a rugged anchor to the space without compromising the building's structural integrity or your security deposit. It is the aesthetic of the city, raw, honest, and intentional, translated into a language that respects the delicate balance and realistic budget of a modern urban apartment. Vertical curation. In a compact dwelling, the floor is a precious path that must remain clear for movement and breath. We turn our attention to the walls, practicing the art of vertical curation to express personality without encroaching on the living envelope. By utilizing gallery-style textile hangings or curated frames secured with reversible tension mounts and command strips, we can embrace a maximalist heart. This strategy allows the space to feel lived in and rich with story, while keeping the physical footprint of a 12 by 15-foot room feeling expansive and uncluttered. The character accent. A home finds its soul in the singular, curated statement. Rather than cluttering the environment with an abundance of small trinkets that create visual noise, we focus on character accents, perhaps one or two statement thrifting pieces that anchor the room's identity. A vintage chair with a unique silhouette or a weathered wooden chest provides a sense of history and cozy luxury that mass-produced items often lack. This focus on a few high-quality, achievable pieces ensures the space remains sophisticated, anchored, and unburdened by the weight of excess. The reflective illusion. We move now to the logic of the reflective illusion, a method of doubling the perceived square footage of our living envelope without the need for permanent structural changes. A large-scale mirror leaned gracefully against a wall to honor the security deposit safety of our urban apartment acts as a portal for light. It is positioned to catch the dappled sunlight filtering through leaves, throwing that natural brilliance into the deeper shadows of the room. This simple, reversible modification creates a visual expansion that feels both effortless and grand, capturing the soft morning haze and letting it dance across the curated textures of your home. In a space measuring 12 by 15 feet, such a placement transforms a wall into an invitation, making the boundaries of the room feel like a mere suggestion. The scent of sanctuary. True luxury is not merely seen, it is felt in the weight of the air and the subtle tactile narrative of our surroundings. We consider the sensory immersion of our space, the contrast between the smoothness of sanded wood and the deliberate coldness of a metal handle. We introduce greenery that breathes life into the quiet corners, choosing varieties that thrive within the standard light provided by rectangular windows. This invisible layer of design, combined with the softness of a boucle chair or the heavy drape of linen blend curtains, grounds the apartment in a lived-in elegance. It is here, in the harmony of natural materials and the tactile variety of our surfaces, that the home becomes a sanctuary. Our journey through this curated space comes to a gentle close. What began as a standard urban dwelling has evolved into a singular, cohesive narrative of beauty, where every choice honors the realistic constraints of modern life. We have navigated the challenges of compact living with a poetic pragmatism, proving that a high-end, bespoke atmosphere does not require grand architectural changes or unattainable luxury. Your home is now a reflection of a life lived with intention, a sanctuary that respects your budget, your peace of mind, and your story. Thank you for sharing this time with me. It has been a joy to explore these quiet transformations together. Until we meet again to weave another narrative of home, may your space remain a constant source of comfort.